As stated in Krishna Clones the Cowherds, video 1, for 359 days, every evening Krishna returned to each home as their child and was pampered by the mother. Similarly, the same drama of love and affection was being played between the cows and their calves. It may be recalled that Brahma, in order to test Krishna's prowess, had made young cowboys and calves disappear. So Krishna had to replace them with clones to keep the mothers happy. After the period of time indicated above, towards the end, 6 days earlier to be precise, Krishna and Balaram went grazing their calves on the Govardhan mountain. Nearby, the senior cowherds were grazing cows. The cows sighted their calves grazing in another pasture a short distance away. Impelled by their motherly instincts, breaking the restraints of the cowherds accompanying them, the cows rushed to their calves. Their udders were swollen with milk. It was a narrow path. Overjoyed at being reunited with their calves, the cows muzzled their young ones. Soon the cowherds traversed the narrow trail and joined their cows. They were angry at first, but soon they too mellowed and patted their cattle. All of a sudden, the cowherds noticed the children who were following the calves. They forgot that they had left them at home in the morning. For them, this was real. Illusion and reality merged in their consciousness. They shed tears of joy on rediscovering their long-lost children. Even for Balaram, here was a situation that he could not comprehend. The mischief was Krishna's alone. He had not shared his secret with the elder brother. Exercising his celestial intelligence, Balaram discovered that the young cowherds and the calves were all Krishna incarnate. He quietly bowed his head to his brother. By now, Brahma too returned to Vrajabhoomi from Brahmalok. To his amazement, he found Krishna playing with young cowherds and calves as before. He wondered how the cowherds and calves whom he had put to sleep a year ago had regained consciousness. How could their numbers have doubled? Brahma tried to unravel the mystery. He looked around at both the sides but failed to understand what had transpired. He had tried to hoodwink Krishna with his powers but had failed miserably. Brahma was still lost in contemplation when he saw Krishna's form in all the cowherds and the calves. It's a great scene. It's a scene only a devotee can visualize. The entire humanity, all the animal universe, the birds, the trees, the flowers, the fruit, everything is a representation of God. That's what Balaram saw at this moment. That is what Brahma saw at this moment. They all had the dusky complexion of a cloud. All of them were dressed in yellow. Like Vishnu, each one carried a conch shell, a discus, a mace, and a lotus flower. Their heads were crowned. Their ears had rings and they wore garlands around their necks. There was a golden Srivats mark on their chests, bracelets, and on their arms. Gem-studded bangles on their wrists and ankles and rings on their feet. It's a remarkable description. Each of their fingers had a ring of gold. They wore pretty jeweled waistbands. Garlands made of tulsi leaves and flowers adorned them, from head to toe. Their smiles were pure like the moonlight. Pure like the moonlight. What a phrase. What a simile. Their mischievous glances sparkled like variegated gems. Brahma also saw himself and other creatures worshipping Bhagwan with songs and dance. He saw as many Brahmas as the number of cowherds, each one devotedly bowing to the other. I mean, I'm amazed. I'm delighted. I'm elevated reading these lines. This was an amazing vision. Brahma was stunned. It was beyond comprehension. I admire the Rishi who wrote this story. However, Krishna soon decided to terminate the celestial spectacle. He had shown such spectacles to his mother that later he showed such a spectacle to Arjun on the Kurukshetra battlefield. Brahma came to his senses and found Vrindavan as before, humming with cowherds and calves. He saw the one and only Parabrahma acting the role of a child in the Nand family. Parabrahma acting the role of a child in the Nand family. The source of all knowledge was looking for a lost calf and his companions. His hands were smeared with curd, rice and ghee. He was licking the preserves from his tiny fingers. The baby Krishna. Look at the paintings I have given in this video. Unseen by mortals, Brahma alighted from his Rajhans. His body had the sheen of burnished gold. He prostrated on the ground in front of Krishna. He touched Bhagwan's toes with his 4 crowns and washed his feet with his tears. Several times he got up and prostrated. His joy was limitless. Gradually he took control of himself and wiped his tears. With folded hands he stood in front of the child and prayed in a trembling voice, I bow to thee, my master. You are the fountainhead of love, devotion and salvation. Your body is dusky like a rain cloud. You have put on a yellow covering that sparkles like lightning. You wear a peacock feather in your crown. Your earrings are shaped like a crocodile. A garland of wildflower adorns your neck. You have a morsel of rice, curd and ghee in your tiny palm. Look at the image. A flute is stuck in your waistband and I can see a horn and cane lying by your side. Bhagwan, I cannot take my eyes off your tiny feet. Soft like a lotus and your innocent and guileless face of a cowherd. Brahma continued, Bhagwan, none in this universe can conquer you. Yet you subordinate yourself to your devotees. Your bhakti is a source of universal welfare. Those who seek knowledge without bhakti earn nothing but suffering. It is like beating hollow grain pods when the beater gets only husk and no grain. See, throughout this story, there is an intermingling of bhakti, of reality, of imagination, of a vision. In this world, there are capable men and who have worked hard only to study the sun, the moon, the stars and the constellations. They have counted even dewdrops and atoms that make this universe. This was written 5,000 years ago. However, none of them can discover your aspects. Even today we can't. You take birth for the welfare of the world. They alone deserve your grace and attain your parampada who worship your sacred feet with a heart full of unalloyed love, joyful speech and an enraptured body. They deservedly inherit you like a child inherits its father's property. God can be inherited by worshipping him. Prabhu, look at my cunning. I'm sorry. I wove a web of illusion to impress you with my powers. I am a mere spark when compared to your flame. My master, my form consists of this universe, enveloped in and manifested by ego, the firmament, the winds, fire and water. Numberless such universes can be contained in a single pore of your body. Today we all know scientifically that the universe we see is just one of the many. So there is an all-pervading power creating and controlling and running the show. Numberless such universes, said Brahma, can be contained in a single pore of your body. Just as one can see millions of tiny particles of dust in a sunbeam entering a room through a lattice partition. Oh, what an image! I seek your forgiveness, Master. Am I not your son, O Father? You are the soul of everyone alive. You are therefore Narayana. Nar here means beings. Ayan means support. You are the support, the shelter of all beings. You are the source and the supreme Lord of every being, animate or inanimate. God is being defined. Therefore you are Narayan. Here the Nar word is for the beings and Ayan is the originator. You are the originator of the universe. You are the witness to creation. You are therefore Narayan. Here the word Ayan means the one who knows. Omniscient. The 3 times Narayan has been used by Brahma, 3 different meanings. The one who support all the beings, the one who is the originator of all the beings, and the one who knows best, better than all the beings. Continued Brahma, I am blessed that today you have revealed yourself to me. You were alone, then you transformed into cowherds and calves. Later I saw your divine form with 4 hands and weapons. You are unborn, however, you take birth to destroy evil. Bhagwan, you are the limitless Paramatma, Parameshwara. You are the source of eternal bliss, of Paramananda, the highest bliss. You are pure bliss, unbroken, unmixed, unadulterated. You are complete. You are immortal, Bhagwan. All this requires reading and listening to again and again to understand its implications, its meanings, the depth of the thought which went into its writing. Bhagwan, continued Brahma, all attachments in this world and the idea of moksha result from ignorance. These are 2 sides of the same coin. There is nothing apart from Paramatma who is truth and knowledge. As the sun does not distinguish between day and night, on deep thinking one cannot distinguish between attachment and moksha apart from the invisible supreme conscience. Bhagwan, it is amazing how some people look at you and pray as if you are a part different from their consciousness. It is the body that stands apart, not the soul. The ignorant treat the body to be the be-all and the end-all, the real, the truth, and then they search for you. Ananta, you are in their consciousness. That is why the saints, ignoring all that is apparent beside you, look for you inwards. While apparently there is no serpent in a rope, how can anyone without ascertaining the truth of serpent's existence or otherwise arrive at the truth of the rope's existence? Blessed are the cowherds and the calves of Vrindavan, said Brahma. They have partaken of your body and soul when you transformed into cowherds and calves. You have blessed the gopis by being their child and suckling at their breasts. Blessed are Nanda and Yashoda who have reared you as a son. Master, I beg your forgiveness. Allow me to return to Brahmalok. Saying this, Brahma went around Krishna 3 times in Pradakshina and disappeared. Krishna walked with the calves to the river bank where the other group of calves and the young cowherds were waiting. Those who had been absent for a year did not realize that so much time had passed. The young cowherds welcomed Krishna with open arms and saying that they were hungry, asked him to share their meal. In the evening, the group returned home. The clones had disappeared without anyone having a hint of suspicion. Krishna led the procession playing on his flute. I have given some images, some paintings where this group is returning. Admire them, look at them. The peacock crown on Krishna's forehead swayed in the perfumed breeze. Fragrant mogra and oleander flowers were woven into his tresses. The yellow of the oleander matched the yellow of his robe. Colorful mineral patterns had been drawn on his dusky body. In tune with Krishna, the cowherds played on the flute. the horn and the other instruments. The gopis watched the procession from both sides of the path. Each one of them wanted to catch Krishna's eye. They experienced unmatched bliss when he looked at them. To each other they said, "Today Yashoda's Krishna has destroyed a giant boa constrictor. He saved our children. Isn't it amazing?" They did not know what had happened with Brahma. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah. Jai Sri Krishna. Jai Sri Krishna. Jai Sri Krishna.